What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy, Mr. Dugas, coming at you with another video, man. And today, man, I'm going to talk about yesterday's trade that took place. You had the Philadelphia Eagles trading defensive lineman Micheal Bennett to the New England Patriots for a fifth-round draft pick. And you also got rumors that the Philadelphia Eagles, along with the Oakland Raiders, are basically the finalists to land Antonio Brown. And I'm also talking about other free agent rumors like the Ndamukong and Le'Veon Bell and all those guys, man. Maybe Deshaun Jackson and all of them. First off, with the trade that took place, man. We wanted Micheal Bennett to restructure his deal, and he didn't want to take a pay cut. Like, basically, with a team that has players who've been taking pay cuts and restructuring their deals left and right, everybody basically besides Jason Peters, but everybody taking restructured deals and giving us cap flexibility to make another real push at a Super Bowl. And for Bennett to come in, man, even though he had a productive year for us last year, he led us in sacks, he did his thing, but he's an older player, man, and we need to create more cap space. So we went on and decided to trade him away to the New England Patriots. Yeah, we get a fifth-round pick back from him, but I think it's not the fifth-round pick that we should focus on. It's more of the $7 million in cap space that we created. For New England, it's a solid move for them, man. They get a proven pass rusher that could come over there and help them. And there's also reports that his brother Martellus Bennett, with them releasing Dwayne Allen, might actually go back over there and join them also, to go on and play with Gronk and to have two sets of brothers over there in New England. So it's a solid move for them. But, and then for us, man, like I said, a fifth-round pick, but most importantly, creating this salary cap space, man. Everybody doing their thing, restructuring their deal. Obviously, we going to lose a Ronald Darby. It look like we're going to lose a Jay Ajayi. Look like we're going to potentially lose a Jordan Hicks. Maybe even potentially a Nelson Aguilar and a Timmy Jernigan, But not only with his cap number, but also with the depth on the D-line. We re-signed Brandon Graham. We got Derek Barnett coming back from injury. Josh Sweat, who showed a little bit of promise during the season last year before he got hurt, he's coming back from injury. I feel like we're going to keep Chris Long also. So, we have solid depth on the D-line, especially in the defensive end position, man, to where we could probably afford to make this move, But, so yeah, man, great job by Howie creating more cap space, man. Now it's all about who we spend this cap space on, man. With free agency looming around the corner in a couple of days. There's these reports, man, that is like it's out of the Philadelphia Eagles and the Oakland Raiders basically to land Antonio Brown. And I get it that Antonio Brown basically is going to be a Hall of Famer. He's arguably the best receiver in all of football right now. He's explosive, he's exciting, he's box office, and all of these things, man. As an Eagle fan, man, I do not want Antonio Brown. Like, I'm just being honest. I do not want us to have Antonio Brown, man. Like, I just feel like it's too much that come with him. I feel like that he's more concerned on being a celebrity right now than being a great team player. I mean, granted, I know Big Ben seems like a jerk and stuff like that, and you probably want to get away from playing with a guy like him, but you are playing with a contending team. You are playing with a good quarterback that gets you the football. You are making money. You are putting up stats. It's like, what else do you want, man? Like, besides winning a Super Bowl, which I don't think that's the main thing you're worried about right now, what else do you want? So, obviously, I don't think we need that in our locker room right now. So we good on that point. I don't think we should go after him. There's also reports that we could land Ndamukong. I don't think we should go after him neither, man. Granted, I know we need a D-tackle on side of Fletcher Cox, especially with us losing Timmy Jernigan. But I don't want the Ndamukong, man. Like, I feel like he didn't really do much for the Rams last year until the playoffs. And I'd rather us go the route of the draft to add a D lineman. This draft is stacked with defensive linemen, man. There's some good D tackles. I've seen a few mock drafts, man, that had us taking Dexter Lawrence out of Clemson. And that would be a great pickup for us, for him to go in there and play on the side of Fletcher Cox, man. I'd rather go that route than to give big money for Ndamukong, man. Now, the one player out there, obviously, I know the majority of us really would like us to spend big money on is LeVeon Bell, man. I feel like we need to go out there and do everything we can to bring in Le'Veon Bell, and also whatever left we got over, you know, try to use some of that to get a deep threat receiver. You know, maybe get a Deshaun Jackson back to Philly. He shouldn't be as expensive as he was before when he was a free agent. Or maybe a John Brown who value went down a little bit in Baltimore last year. Maybe you could get him for a little cheaper. Like, I feel like when Howie has done an amazing job, and I trust that he's going to do everything he need to do for this team. You know, obviously we already, like I said, we already going to lose Darby, Jay Ajayi. You know, Jordan Hicks looks like Timmy Jernigan. You know, I like Nelson Aguilar a lot, man, but I don't think we can't pay him $9 million, man. That's a lot for a slot receiver, man. You know, so what I think we should try to do, man, is with this money we have left, is pay Le'Veon Bell, bring Le'Veon Bell in on like a 3 or 4 year deal. You know, bring Deshaun Jackson in or John Brown or somebody on like a 1 or 2 year deal. And then in the draft, man, you know, go get the best defensive tackle available in the first round. In the second round, with our 2 second-round draft picks, use one of those picks to get a really good defensive lineman, you know, whether it's a guard or a tackle, to come in there and be able to play, you know, especially with Brandon Brooks coming off of an Achilles injury. You know, somebody that could come in and, and give us some solid depth on the offensive line. And with the other second-round pick, we should use it on a linebacker that could come in and play on side of Nigel Bradham, you know, since we look like we're going to lose Jordan Hicks, and give us some good plans and give us some good plays, man. And with the rest of the picks, obviously, maybe add another receiver, you know, maybe add another young running back, you know, just to give Bell a breather here and there, you know, later in the round, because I don't really trust none of these running backs early on. And not to mention, man, I feel like when you building a team, you know, you got to basically decide, and when you got money to spend in free agency, like we have a little bit, you got to decide what you want veterans for and what you want rookies for. I feel like this team, the biggest hole that this team have, the only real glaring hole that we have is at the running back position. And when we have a position that's such a glaring hole, you got to fill that, I believe, not with a rookie, but with a proof, unless you in the picking in like the top 5, then yeah. But other than that, you got to fill that position, man, with a proven veteran. And what better way to fill it than is to get a Le'Veon Bell who's still relatively young. You know, he's even a year younger really than what he is because he didn't play last year. He kept his body fresh. And besides, the only thing with him, at first you had to worry about durability, but he's been healthy pretty much the last couple of years. You know, yeah, the marijuana issue, but he hasn't failed a drug test in a while. So, you know, and I feel like he won't come, and he just wanted to get some money, man, and wanted long-term security. So we could get him, man. I think we'll be pretty solid, man. Whereas as far as other needs, you know, like offensive linemen and linebacker and stuff like that, you know, it's not a glaring need, but it is depth issues. You know, we could use these 3 picks in the first 2 rounds to add to the depth on the D-line, to add to the depth at linebacker, and add to depth at the offensive line. You know, like a couple of years ago, our biggest glaring need was wide receiver. So what we did, we used our money to go get Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Smith. And we used our draft picks to get Derek Barnett, you know, to add depth on the defensive line. You know, and other guys to add depth, you know, in the secondary and at linebacker and other positions that we had needed. So I think that's what we should do, man. And if you look at this team, with the offensive line we got, with Kelsey re-signed, you know, Brooks going to be a little banged up, man, but if we could get another guard in there to play for him, you know, till he's fully recovered, probably a rookie we draft, or, you know, maybe like a Pryor or somebody like that, or if we keep Wisniewski, which I don't think we will, but somebody to come in and play for him, with Sam Malu on the other guard, you know, getting one more year out of Peters at tackle, Johnson at tackle, you know, with Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert at tight end, Le'Veon Bell, Darren Sproles, Corey Clement at running back, you know, wide receivers, Alshon Jeffrey, maybe a Deshaun Jackson or John Brown. And at all worst fails, man, bring Jordan Matthews back on a really cheap deal to play the slot. You know, he's very familiar in his offense, and he's not as productive as Aguilar, but I mean, that's what it will cost for us to get Le'Veon Bell. Jordan Matthews could come in there and give us solid production, you know. And also, don't forget, man, Mac Hollins is going to be coming back this season. He missed all of last year. So you got those guys at receiver. You know, defense, man, you got Fletcher Cox. You got Dexter Lawrence, the rookie from Clemson, playing on side of him. You know, you got Brandon Graham, Derek Burnett, you know, Chris Long, Josh Sweat. You know, linebackers, Nigel Bradham. You know, Nathan Gary, probably throw another rookie out there, you know, that we draft. And in the secondary, man, you know, our young players stepped up at the end. You know, you got Avonte Maddox. You know, you got Crevon LeBlanc. Hopefully, Sidney Jones could be fully healthy this year to show what he really is, or maybe what he isn't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big fan of Jalen Mills, but he gives us a little bit of depth. You know, and Rasul Douglas, and obviously you got Malcolm Jenkins back there at safety, and Rodney McLeod playing on side him, the other safety position. You got a team that's ready to contend for a Super Bowl again, man. You know, and obviously with Carson Wentz coming back, being fully healthy. You know, so we need to use this money, man. Go get Le'Veon Bell, get like a Deshaun Jackson or a John Brown. And, man, we ready to roll. Draft D-line, draft a D-tackle, linebacker, offensive lineman with these 3 picks in the first 2 rounds. And we ready to contend, man. You know. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Go and give me a subscribe, man. I'm going to have Philadelphia Eagles content, man, throughout the season. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly, Eagles, fly.